Hello everybody, and today is May 12th. It's a Monday, and welcome to Enjoy the Movies, where I put in my 2 cents about movies. So, I haven't really watched too many good movies lately, so I'm just gonna, start reviewing a bunch of things. I even watched a couple bad movies, but, anyway. So some of the movies I want to talk about today, Shrooms, AceOfHearts, 1114, and Untraceable. So let's just dive right in and just talk about Shrooms. Now, I didn't really have any interest in watching this movie, because usually when I see some bad-looking horror movie, I never want to watch it. I only grabbed it because my roommates wanted to watch it, so I grabbed it anyway, and I'm like, well, it's here, so I decided to watch it. Now, needless to say, this movie is pretty bad. The premise, it's about a bunch of kids who go out to the forest, I think, for a camping trip, and they end up, finding some shrooms, and they eat them. And some stuff happens, and I won't tell you what exactly, but basically there's this thing finding them, and they're not sure if it's real, and... Alright, needless to say, pretty much the entire movie was not scary, or at least I didn't feel it was scary. I'm sure if you're easily scared, you'll probably find it kind of creepy anyway, but it's not good, it's pretty bad, acting was terrible. The one redeeming factor of this movie, believe it or not, is actually the ending. I was actually thoroughly surprised when I found the ending to be not quite exactly what I expected, but it seems, it makes everything... I don't even know how to describe it, but it just kind of shapes the movie into this frame where you can kind of see, like, oh damn, that's ridiculous. So that's pretty much the only redeeming quality of the movie, the end. And I don't think it's worth watching the whole thing just for that. So, I mean, there are better movies, like, you can watch The Descent, that's better. So needless to say, that's that. Okay, next I want to talk about the movie AceOfHearts. Now, this movie came out on DVD last week. I had watched it about 3 weeks ago because we got it ridiculously early. And the only reason why I grabbed it was because Dean Cain was in it. Now, for those of you guys who don't know who Dean Cain is, I like him a lot, but the thing is, in every single movie and show that he's in, it seems like he's so good an actor that he overacts everything, thus making him seem like not quite as good an actor. Because he just... I mean, he's great at comedy line delivery, and I don't understand why he doesn't do more just generally comedy movies. But all the movies he's in, it's like action movies, drama movies, and it just doesn't make sense to me. So he just doesn't know how to pick them, or his agent can't get him a good one. So, needless to say, that's the only reason why I grabbed this movie. But, premise behind this movie... Dean Cain's character, he plays a cop, and he has this dog. He's part of the K-9 unit, and they're best friends. And, yada yada yada, stuff happens, a lot of, like, family drama, because, it's actually rated PG for some strange reason. And I think a lot of little kids would be really bored with it, so I don't think it's that great. It's very bad. The plot goes, dog supposedly mauls somebody, and then dog gets euthanized, and there's some mysterious circumstances of the euthanization process, and anyway, needless to say, when you see the ending of this movie, it's ridiculously bad. So it makes the movie not... and the leaps of logic between certain things and people and how they interact, and it just doesn't work. So I definitely do not recommend AceOfHearts for anybody. Definitely think it's pretty terrible, so don't get it. If you're really dire for a movie, watch something else. There's plenty of other better, worse movies to watch. Better bad movies? I don't even know. So, that's AceOfHearts for you. Now, moving right along, this movie is called 1114. This movie was actually recommended to me by a former Blockbuster coworker of mine. I guess we still work for Blockbuster, but we don't work at the same place anymore. So, but he's a nice guy. I like him. He's actually into film. He makes some of his own independent films, and if you want me to get you his name, I'm not sure. I might want to ask him first before I share his name. But anyway, needless to say, he recommended this movie to me. So I was like, okay, I'll watch it because you recommended it to me. So now I get to review it. Now, if it was bad, I was totally going to bash on it. But, lucky for him, this movie is actually pretty good. Now, 1114, it's 11:14. Basically, it indicates the time. And all the events that happen in this movie pretty much happen around the time 1114. And it's one of those movies where, once again, you see some events, you don't know how everything happens, but, it jumps to a different scene, basically, but it happens, like, at about the same time. So pretty much by the end of the movie, you know everything that went on that kind of is interconnected with each other. And it's very well done, because it seems like they thrive off of awkward situations. This is a thriller suspense movie, by the way. And I definitely recommend it, because it has thriller suspense in it. There's a lot of tension at various parts. There's some comedy, only because of like sheer absurdity or awkwardness. And there's a lot of stupidity in this movie, where you'll find some ridiculously hilarious scenes. Like, I laughed so hard at a couple of the scenes. Like, if you end up watching it and you see the scene with the guys who are, driving in the van, and you see what ends up happening to them. I mean, the thing that's left on the street, oh my god, that's just ridiculous. Like, why? Oh. Anyway, so it's very well done, it's very good, I liked it a lot. I can see why some people wouldn't like it, because it's a little bit weird, it's a little bit offbeat. Not quite done stylistically similar to a lot of other thriller suspense movies. So if you like Hollywood movies, this is probably not the one for you. But if you like weird movies, definitely recommend. If you like suspense movies, it's definitely worth a try. I mean, it's pretty good. And I definitely liked it a lot. So, alright, so that's that. And the next movie I want to recommend, or not recommend, well, I would recommend it, but it's a movie that comes out next week, actually, or tomorrow. I'm dumb, because I was supposed to do this like days ago, but I didn't have time, because it's like the last week of college for me, so... Anyway, movie I want to review is Untraceable. Now, this is the movie that stars Diane Lane, and she is this investigator for the FBI. And what happens is that in the movie, there's this killer who kills people via internet sites. So basically he devises weird devices to kill people, hooks it up to the internet, where if X number of people hit this page, so the more people that watch this page, the faster the victim's gonna die. And it's pretty unique in terms of idea, except that it's kind of trying to be some kind of like murder cop story plus Saw. So basically it really takes things that work from other films and puts it together. I liked it a lot. I thought it was pretty good, but I can see where a lot of other people would probably see that it's very cliche. The ending is pretty good, definitely recommended as far as like a satisfying ending for the viewer. So not sure if I'm giving anything away just by saying that, but needless to say, Untraceable, it's pretty good, just not, there's nothing about it that stands out really. It's just like a solid film for what it is. And it's pretty sadistic if you're very squeamish about, death scenes or, torture scenes like in Saw. I would not watch this if I were you. However, I'm okay with that, so I watched it. It wasn't bad. It's just not great. But I would probably say it's worth a watch if you want something exciting, because there hasn't been any good thriller, suspense, or action movies lately. So, alright, needless to say, that's that. I should probably get going on schoolwork and things, but I'll try to keep up my movie reviews. So, needless to say, alright, have a good night, enjoy the movies.